questions, a bonus of 2. So let's start with this young lady here. Bit of a strange photograph of her actually. Hopefully you can see that okay. Just rest my thumb on there, that'll make it better. There we are. So who is this young lady for 2 points? Who's this young lady? A little bit further away focuses a bit better, doesn't it? So for 2 points, question 1, who is that lady? It's a very smiley man. This is question 2. Who is this gentleman? I'm assuming he's a gentleman. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt, I think. Who is this gentleman? I think this is quite hard. So I'll give you a clue. He's a politician. So who's that gentleman? That's question 2, and again for 2 points. If you get his surname, it's 1 point. I quite like this scoring system, I have to say, but see how you feel about it at the end. If you hate it, just please tell me, because it's your quiz. Question 3. Shows how busy the day's been. I got this down as an actress. Obviously not. So question 3 then, who is this? I'd find that hard. I wouldn't have known him. A very famous guy, but I wouldn't have known him. Clearly not an actress. So that's question 3 for 2 points. Can you name that gentleman? I really like this man, I have to say. Hopefully you'll know who that is. Who's this gentleman with his waistcoat? Very famous for his waistcoats. In fact, I think he brought waistcoats back into fashion, did he not? Used to use her. I'll come back to that one in a moment, Tony. Tony's asking for question 1 again, so we'll come back to that one in a second. Question 5. And it's this young man's birthday today, and he is 33. How jealous. So happy birthday to you, sir. This is question 5, again for 2 points. Who's the birthday boy? I'd have thought that was pretty straightforward. Oh, tooth envy from me too. Look forward to the day I get that extra one back. Now, Tony was asking for question 1 again, so let me give you that one, Tony. Hopefully you can see that one okay. Who is that young lady for 2 points? Okay. Right, if you, again, as we say every time, it's probably slightly different takes, we have less questions. But if you do miss them, please ask. That's not a great problem. Now, because of the way I've constructed the quiz this evening, and it's only the 20 questions, I'd like to give you the answers to that picture round first of all. Get that out of the way, because there will be some questions, as I like to do, as you know, some questions on the answers that I'm about to give you. So rather than give the answers away like I normally do, of course. So question 1 then, are we all okay? Just to make sure everyone's got all those. Yes, it seems that way. I've given Tony his question 1, that's good. Right, so question number 1 then, for 2 points. Don't forget, if you get all 5 of these and you end up with 10 points, you have a 2-point bonus, but not if you haven't got 10 points, of course. Question 1 was Madonna. Madonna. That was that lady. Madonna. I've just been using Zoom in the council meeting, and they were able to share stuff across Zoom, but I quite like to go across to Zoom, but I don't think that everybody would get it. I think some would, most would, but I don't know everybody would. Question 2 then, who's that politician? That politician is, I think this is hard, that's Joe Biden. Joe Biden, that's B-I-D-E-N, for those of you who like your spelling to be exact. For the purpose of this, it doesn't matter. I can't spell, so I'm not worried if you spell it or not, as long as you know what you mean. Joe Biden, then, the answer for question 2. Question 3, I think this is difficult. This actress, as I've put down, dearie me. This is Steven Spielberg. Steven Spielberg. Now you know it, it's kind of obvious, isn't it? But I didn't get that, I have to say. Steven Spielberg. It's number 3. Sure would hate me calling him an actress. And this young man here, question 4, is, I'm saying of course, it's only obvious to me because I think he's a great guy. Gareth Southgate, this is. Gareth Southgate. Spelt as it's pronounced, Southgate. Gareth Southgate, number 4. And again, it's 2 points if you've got Gareth Southgate. If you've just got Southgate, it's just the 1 point. The same applies to Steven Spielberg and Joe Biden. And birthday boy today, I imagine anyway, most of you will have got this. Mind you, some of you get them all anyway, don't you? It's just what it is, 2 points for number 1. Paul, there is no, it's either 2 or 0 for number 1. I suppose if you put Donna. So question 5 then, this is of course his birthday today. Happy birthday, Raphael, if you prefer Nadal. Yes to you, Rafa. Happy birthday. Gosh, I need this glass of wine this evening too. Very nice it is too. No, you're right actually, Paul. That's right, isn't it? No, you don't. Just Madonna will do perfectly for 2 points. So the answers then 1 to 5 were Madonna, Joe Biden, Steven Spielberg, Gareth Southgate, and finally birthday boy Rafa Nadal. Now if you've got 10 points there, 2 points for Madonna. If you've got 10 points there, that gives you an extra 2, so you have 12, and well done if anyone's done that. That's fantastic. Now in a slightly different way, normally we do every 10. I'm not going to do every 5. We're now going to do the following 15, and I'll then give you the answers for those 15. So hopefully that will work out well for you all. So if you're all ready, I'm going to go forward with number 6. Henry VIII had 2 of his wives executed. How pleasant. Anne Boleyn was one. Can you name the other? Can you name the other? Good scoring, Maria Estelle. Wow. So number 6, Henry VIII had 2 of his wives executed. Anne Boleyn was one. Can you name the other? That's for 2 points. Again, if you get the surname only, can't imagine you would with that particular question. It's kind of one of those things you put together, isn't it? But if you just get the surname only, you get yourself a point, of course. Same as we do on the what is now Saturday night's quiz. That'll be half a point on Saturday night. So 2 points for question 6. And question 7. Well played, Tina. Tina's got 12 points for the first section. Goodness me. That's just showing off, Tina. Question 7 then. Again, if I'm going too fast, please say. I don't think I am. Kind of got used to it. This, by the way, is our 20th quiz tonight. Can you believe that? It's extraordinary, isn't it? We only started these a week after this awful thing started, the awful lock-in. Is that the right word? But it's, yeah, 20. Amazing. Right, so question 7 then. What was Madonna's biggest selling single? This is for 2 points, this question. Question 7. What was Madonna's biggest selling single? It helps you, it was in 1985. Well, I think that was around Live Aid, wasn't it? Any of you remember that? I do remember singing on stage in Live Aid, which was the first time I'd ever seen her. That's for sure. I wasn't there, by the way, but watching it on TV like I'm sure most. And I'd never heard of her before, but it's certainly Live Aid. Strange she did that for nothing, and it actually made her career, didn't it, for sure. So number 7 then, what was Madonna's biggest selling single? That was for 2 points. And for 1 point each, a couple of bonus questions for Madonna. Name 2 of her 3, and you could use the same answer that you've given for number 7 if you wanted to in this. because then you've kind of covered all the angles, if you like. Name any two of her three next best selling singles. So question 7 was for her best selling single, and then second, third and fourth, I'd like any two of those, please. So if you use the answer for question 7, you either get a point for 2 points for that, and if it's wrong, you would obviously get a point for it being in the next two, if that makes sense. So for a point each, then these are just 2 bonus questions. They haven't got a number. This is question 7, the 2 bonus questions. Name 2 of her next 3 best-selling singles. Can you believe I got this right? How sad am I? She's got a bit strange though, hasn't she? Sorry, Madonna, if you're watching, obviously she tunes in every week. But I quite liked her when she first came out. She's come on a bit odd, hasn't she? Is that just me? Probably. Cheers, Madonna. That's question 7. Do you need more time on that? Are you okay with that? I think you are. Madonna's biggest selling single then were 4 question 7 for 2 points. And a supplementary 2 questions there for 1 point each. Name 2 of her 3 best selling singles. I'll move on to question 8. Slow me down if you need to. Question 8. This is for 2 points. The guilder was the former currency of which European country? There's a couple of answers I'll accept here, which if you know the answer, you'll understand what I mean. Question 8. The guilder was the former currency of which European country? That was question 8. Going to keep moving forward and see how we get on. I did think about maybe doing a speed quiz at some stage for a bit of fun. It's quite hard getting all the questions together, if that makes sense. Where are we now? 20. So you imagine how many questions is that over the past 20? That's a lot of questions. Somewhere around 700-800 questions I think we've done, which is a lot. Question 9 then. This again for 2 points. According to the Queen of Hearts in Alice in Wonderland, what kind of food is eaten tomorrow, yesterday, but never today? Silly question, isn't it? Sorry. Hopefully that you'll know that one. So question 9 then for 2 points. According to the Queen of Hearts in Alice in Wonderland, what kind of food is eaten tomorrow, yesterday, but never today? I don't know why you wouldn't eat it today. Well, this is going down very well this evening, much needed. That was question 9. Oh, sorry, did I give another number, Paul? No, we seem to be in sequence. Do pick me up though if I'm wrong. Or perhaps you mean something else. I'm always getting it wrong. If you don't know, by the way, if you are new to this, I can't hear you talking. I'm actually answering the chat questions that you put in, or chat comments that you make, and I'm doing it verbally, obviously, because typing them back would be very difficult to do. So question 10. I can do 6 to 9 again, Paul. Yes, of course. Question 6. Henry VIII had 2 wives executed. Anne Boleyn was 1. Can you name the other? That's for 2 points. 1 point for the surname. That was 6. Number 7. You may be adding on because of the bonus questions that we don't normally do, if you remember. So question 7. What was Madonna's biggest selling single? That's for 2 points. And for a couple of bonus points, this is all question 7. It's not a move on question. This is all part of question 7 for 2 bonus points. There's a bonus point for one each. Can you name any 2 of her next 3 best-selling singles of all time? So that's question 7, the whole of question 7. Question 8, the guilder was the former currency of which European country? That's question 8 for 2 points. Sorry if it's a little confusing, it's different tonight. Bonus, well done Paul, brilliant. We'll get it across and I think we'll get used to this. This might actually, I might even move this into the Saturday night one as well, but we'll see how this goes this evening. It'll be difficult to start with. I imagine if you're a newcomer this will be okay because you know nothing different, do you? So question 9 was, according to the Queen of Hearts in Alice in Wonderland, what kind of food is eaten tomorrow, yesterday but never today? And question 10 is where we are now. Question 10 then, this is for 2 points. How old is Joe Biden? How old is Joe Biden? Politician, as we heard in the earlier round. And I'll give you a year either way. How old is Joe Biden? And a year either way with that one. And for a bonus point of 1, so that was for 2 points, question 10. How old is Joe Biden? And for 1 bonus point, which political party does Joe Biden represent in the USA? That may help you age him a little bit. His photograph doesn't help actually very much with the age because they do all sorts to themselves over there, don't they? I will show it to you again though, just for a bit of fun. There we are. How old is this guy? This is Joe Biden. A year either way on the age, that's question 10. And for a bonus point, all part of question 10, for 1 additional bonus point, which political party does Joe Biden represent in the United States? If you remember, I don't know if he's won the Democratic vote yet, but I think he may have done. Well, he's pretty close to it. They're having elections, aren't they? So he'll be, I assume, running against Donald Trump. I'm not sure which is the older there, actually. It's a bit of a strange old thing, isn't it? Hope for us all, though, eh? Question 11. Apart from womanising and producing films, that doesn't sound a bad life, does it? Apart from womanising and producing films, what was the other major passion of Howard Hughes? Remember him, he of all the money? So for 2 points, apart from womanising and producing films, what was the other major passion of Howard Hughes? Bit of a business interest too, I fancy. And that was for 2 points. There was a film made about him, wasn't there? About Howard Hughes. I can't remember who starred as Howard Hughes now. Here's to you, Howard. Cheers. Okay, moving forward then. Question 12. This is again for 2 points. How many terms of office did President Bill Clinton serve? So how many terms of office did American President Bill Clinton serve? Got a bit of an American politics thing going on here, haven't we? I've noticed that. So question 12 for 2 points then. How many terms of office did President Bill Clinton serve? Don't need the years involved. That was question 12. You seem to be keeping up now, this is good. Question 13. There's some bonuses involved here too on question 13. So question 13 itself for 2 points. Steven Spielberg became a household name as the director of which film epic in 1975? Gosh. I remember going to the cinema to watch that. How sad am I? Lots of screaming and yelling going on in the cinema there was. So 13 then, for 2 points. Steven Spielberg became a household name as the director of which film epic that came out in 1975. Very famous film indeed. That was for 2 points. Now there's 2 additional points available here, 1 for each answer, all part of question 13. So Steven Spielberg won the Academy Award for Best Director for which 2 movies? And I will help you a little. It wasn't for the answer for number 13. So 13, which household name? Steven Spielberg rather became a household name as the director of which epic film that came out in 1975? That was for 2 points. And for 1 point each as a bonus on question 13, can you name the 2 films that won Steven Spielberg the Academy Award for Best Director? 1 film, 1 point. So 2 films that you won it for. If you get both, it's a point each. They're hard questions actually. It was tempting. I did initially think I would do a load of questions and then give you various points depending on how hard they are, but I think it was too difficult for me, if I'm honest. And what's hard for me may not be hard for you, so I felt this was the fairest way of doing it. But let me know at the end, see what you think. Okay, so question 14 then. Am I giving you enough time to think on 13? I'm happy to go back on that one, so there's not an issue there. Question 14. This is for 2 points. Blandenberg, Bremen and Lower Saxony are states in which European country? Blandenberg, Bremen and Lower Saxony are states in which European country? It's question 14 and 2 points at stake there. I'll slow down a little bit because I'm conscious that you're probably still thinking on the Spielberg films. For me, I'd have got question 13, which one he became famous for in 1975, but the other 2, no, not a clue, I'm afraid. They are now, I know them, I can see the answer, I'm looking at them. It's blazingly obvious, but I don't remember at all that he got Best Director for them. Great film, well, great films. Yeah, I think the second one probably is. So 14 then, Blandenberg, Bremen and Lower Saxony are states in which European country? How are we doing for time? Yeah, I think we're doing okay. That was 14. Question 15. Today, staggering, they have a World Day for everything, don't they? So today is the World Bicycling Day. Bicycle Day today, did you know that? So today is World Bicycle Day, so I thought we'd have a question on bicycles. As it stands, you must be over what age to ride an e-bike in the UK? So, as it stands, what age must you be over to ride an electric bicycle, so a battery-powered bike? Didn't know that either until I looked it up, having discovered it was World Bicycle Day. I've got a bicycle which I bought years ago, a beautiful thing. It's done about 10 miles, I think. It's in, well, not pristine condition because it's all covered in cobwebs and flat tyres now, but I've still got it and I really should. It's been tempting lately to get it out of the garage and give it another go. We need better cycle paths in Taunton for me to get out, I think. There's an incentive to push for that maybe. So 15 then, today is World Bike Day. As it stands, you must be over what age to ride an electric bicycle? Sort of battery-powered jobby where you've got to use your legs as well, haven't you, on one of those? Quite a fancy one of those actually. I know it's cheating a bit, but apparently you can do about 15 mile an hour, I think, on those. Don't seem a bad idea to me. Question 16 then. There's a couple of bonus point questions on this one as well, but question 16 itself is valued at 2 points. So ex-England footballer Gareth Southgate, we like Gareth Southgate, went into football management in 2006. Which English football club side did he manage? I think that's a really difficult question and I apologise for that, but I think it is a difficult one. I know many of you don't like your sport, so you're probably all sitting there ready to go, oh, why is he doing a sport one? So 16 then, ex-England footballer Gareth Southgate went into football management in 2006. Which English club side did he manage? Give you a clue, not a clue, it may help those of you who know a bit about football. He managed them between 2006 and 2009. It's the Gareth Southgate. We like Gareth Southgate. It's a good excuse to have another sip of my wine. On Zoom, I've been using that today, this evening for the earlier meeting. You have a choice of backgrounds, which is fantastic. So I live, as most of you know by now, I live here in Bishop's Allen, Taunton, and we have our village green or playing field, as it is really beautiful here. So I've got a photograph of that, and so basically I'm talking, and behind me is the village playing field, which I think is great, as I represent that area on both councils here. So I think that's pretty apt. So the supplementary questions then, which are, oh sorry Estelle, what have you put? 2 right? I don't understand about football, Olympic gymnastics. Now we're talking, okay. I've got no Olympic gymnastics questions, Estelle. I'll try and slot one in at another time. Supplementary questions to that one, that was for 2 points, question 16. So for 1 point each, which 2 other managerial roles has Gareth Southgate enjoyed? One at under 21 level is a bit of a clue. So which 2 other managerial roles has Gareth Southgate, hello, must be this wine, it's magnificent, has Gareth Southgate enjoyed? I imagine he has enjoyed them as well. And one of those roles was at under 21 level, which for anybody out there that understands football as a sport will understand, I think probably get that as a clue. One of those he managed, his first one he managed between 2013 and 16, and the other he currently manages, and he's been managing since 2016. So they're 1 point each, bonus points on question 16. Which 2 other managerial roles has Gareth Southgate enjoyed? For a point each. Good way of doing that, I hope, where question 16 effectively is 2 points, but you also get 2 bonus point questions too. So there's 3 questions there totaling 4 points in value. So if you don't know about your football, you've only lost a couple of points. So it's not, if it was 2 points each, it would have been a lot. 6 rather than 4, of course. So I'm assuming you're keeping up with me okay. I know it's a new format, so it'll take a bit of getting used to. But I plan to just do this format on a Wednesday to make it easier and quicker for me. Whereas the Saturday, of course, we'll do the normal. It takes about an hour and a quarter, hour and a half, doesn't it? The usual, what was Sunday and is now Saturday. Question 17 then. In what country was the Duke of Edinburgh born? One I actually knew the answer to, so I'm assuming most of you will too. So for 2 points, question 17. In what country was the Duke of Edinburgh born? I know he's a funny old bloke, isn't he? And he gets everything wrong, and he's driving his Range Rover and all that stuff. I can't help but like the guy. I don't know what it is about him, but cheers, everyone. I've had, I will mention it just briefly, I've had some lovely messages from several of you actually, and just thank you. It's yeah, it's quite nice. I do this for selfish reasons too, because I enjoy this, and it's a way of connecting with people like yourselves out of this horrid virus thing that we're in at the moment. But no, but thank you all for your lovely emails and messages on Facebook and things. It's really kind of you, and I really do appreciate it. Okay, moving forward. Question 18. On this day in 1937, the Duke of Windsor married who? Massive scandal at the time, wasn't it? Not that I definitely don't remember that. Whew. So question 18 then, on this day in 1937, imagine the furore going on in the country, can't you? The Duke of Windsor, rather than being king, chose to marry this particular person. But who is that particular person? What's her name? Very glamorous lady, very glamorous lady. Not sure how you give up being the king though. Difficult one, isn't it? Very difficult. So that was question 18. On this day, 1937, the Duke of Windsor married who? Question 19 then. 2 points for question 19, and there is also a 1 point bonus for a second question on this one. But for 2 points, Rafa Nadal is currently ranked at what position in the men's singles tennis by the Association of Tennis Professionals? So what's his world ranking? What's Rafa Nadal's world ranking currently? Oh, I could have asked who was top, couldn't I, as a supplementary? So for 2 points, what is Rafa Nadal's current world ranking as we stand? Coming back soon, I gather, tennis. No audience, of course, but looking forward to that, I have to say. That'd be lovely. I like that, as you all know by now. I love my tennis. So as a bonus question, this is for 1 point, this bonus question. In 2005, age 19, Rafa became the second male player after Mats Wilander in 1982 to win which Grand Slam tennis event on his first attempt? So in 2005, which he was 19 basically, and he won I think his birthday was in the semi-finals of this event, and he went on to win this particular Grand Slam tennis event at his very first attempt. That's for 1 point. And a bit of a clue if you know anything at all about tennis. And I know many people do watch tennis if they don't play it, but this would be his favourite surface, if that helps you with that. So that was question 19, was what is Rafa's current world ranking for 2 points, and a supplementary bonus point of a single point. Which Grand Slam tennis event did he win at his first attempt at the age of 19, equaling the record of Mats Wilander in 1982. And as ever, our final question for this evening, and I'll go back then and give you the answers from 6 to 20 in this case, is a very serious question, which has worried all of us for much of our time, I'm sure. Is question 20. What is the title of the children's book in which the main character's surname is Bouquet? Or Bucket, if you prefer. But in this case, it is Bouquet. So what is the title of the children's book in which the main character's surname is Bouquet? That was question 20, and our final question for this evening. Again, for 2 points, of course. And time-wise, that's worked out very nicely. That's about 45 minutes, so we'll be just popping on to the hour, possibly, once we've done all the answers. So that's very good. So I'll give you all the answers now. Is there anything you need me to go back over? Are you okay? You appear to be, you're fairly quiet on the chat this evening, so I'm assuming you have all of those. And on that basis, I will start at question, let's scroll all the way back to question 6 and give you the answer for this one. Question 6 was for 2 points, and it was Henry VIII had a couple of wives that he decided to execute. Good for him. He had 6 altogether, didn't he? So he executed a couple, and one of them was Anne Boleyn, and the other, of course, was Catherine Howard. Catherine Howard. If you just have Howard, I'm not sure why you would have, but you have 1 point. But for the full 2 points, Catherine Howard. It's question 6. And question 7. For 2 points, what was Madonna's biggest selling single? So for 2 points, Into the Groove. Into the Groove for 2 points. That was in 1985. Now I'd have said Like a Virgin. That would have been my answer. I'd have been wrong. So the answer was Into the Groove. So that's 2 points for question 7. And the bonus points then, so 1 point each for these. Name 2 of her 3 next best selling singles. So it's any two from. These are the three. Like a Virgin, Crazy for You, and Holiday. I reckon I'd have got Like a Virgin and Holiday. I'd have probably done Like a Virgin for both question 7 and for the bonus to make sure I got a point somewhere along the line. So if you got any two of Like a Virgin, Crazy for You, or Holiday, you have 1 point for each of those, but a maximum of 2 of any of those 3. Hope that makes sense to you all. No, really, Dan? I quit a point for Catherine? Yes, all right. Okay, so question 6 then, the answer was Catherine Howard. If you have Howard, it's a point, and if you have Catherine, it's a point. How generous am I, tonight, Dan? So yes, a point for that. 2 points if you have Catherine Howard, of course. Question 7 we have now done. So it's into the groove for question 7 for 2 points. 1 point each for any two of Like a Virgin, Gracie for You, or Holiday. I think it was Holiday. She sang quite well actually at the Live Aid thing, didn't she? But now I'm not so sure anymore. Question 8. Know when your time is over, I say. Let's hope she's not watching now. Life not worth living, methinks. Question 8. The guilder was the former currency of which European country? They, of course, now use the euro. So that country was the Netherlands, or, as I said, Holland. You can have either or. So the Netherlands or Holland, whichever you have for that. And that would be the full 2 points if you have either one of those. 2 points for that. Question 9. According to the Queen of Hearts in Alice in Wonderland, the kind of food that's eaten tomorrow, yesterday, but never today for some reason is jam. Nothing wrong with jam, is there? You can eat it every day, can't you? Well, I would anyway. So an omission then, I've discovered chocolate spread. It's only because I have a garage across the road from me. They need to close down immediately. I think I should complain about what they sell. I'm joking, obviously. But they sell chocolate spread in there. Oh my goodness. I put on about 17 stone during this lockdown. Gonna have to get fit again, I think. So the answer to number 9 anyway is jam, not chocolate spread. Number 10 for 2 points. This one 2 points was number 9 as well. And for 2 points, number 10. How old is Joe Biden? And I gave you a year either way here. So if you said 76, 77 or 78, you have the full 2 points. His age is in fact 77. Extraordinary, isn't it? He's going to be running against, we think, Donald Trump. Is that November? I think so, something around there, to become the next president of the USA. So, and I think Donald Trump must be knocking 80, mustn't he? Extraordinary. So that was for 2 points, and for the 1 point bonus, an additional point, this is on question 10 again. Which political party does Joe Biden represent? He represents, of course, the Democratic Party. And yes, the Democratic Party. And of course, Mr. Trump represents the Republican Party. I'm not sure he represents anyone, does he, by himself? Calm down. Question 11 then. Apart from womanising and producing films, what was the other passion of Howard Hughes? It is, of course, aviation. Remember, he built that massive plane with a huge wingspan, didn't he? I can't remember what it's called now, some amazing thing. How many bonus points was 10? Paul is asking. Paul, there was 1 bonus point on there. There was 2 points for question 10, which was the age of 77. And a year either way, and 1 bonus point for which party did Joe represent, which is does he represent rather, which is the Democratic Party. So 1 point for that. Question 11, the answer aviation, full 2 points for that. Question 12. Sorry if I'm confusing you. I'm hoping we'll get to grips with this soon on. It does seem to work quite well, but it's you that needs to think that rather than me. It doesn't matter what I think. So question 12 then. How many terms of office did President Bill Clinton serve? If you remember, in the States, they're elected and they serve 4 years, don't they? And then they're allowed to go for re-election again. Yes, planes are okay for number 11, Paul. Absolutely. Paul's asking for number 11. Aviation is the right answer. But of course, planes, yes, that's absolutely fine. I'm completely confused, Peter. Spruce Goose. What? Oh, yes. Was that the name of the plane or something? Surely not. Maybe. Okay. Thank you, Pat. It was, obviously. I need to keep up more, don't I? So 12 then. How many offices did Bill Clinton serve? Was 2 was the answer. So 2 4-year terms. And just for those who are interested, if you're playing at home and the years are important to you, 1993 to 2001, he was president. How he hung on, I don't know, but he did well, didn't he? To cling on as he did. You remember the scandal, which of course we won't want to talk about quite right now. Question 13, Steven Spielberg. 8-engine seaplane. Yes, it was. It was a huge thing, Pat, wasn't it? Absolutely huge. 13, Steven Spielberg's famous film, the film that made him famous. For 2 points, the answer, Jaws. Jaws, I'm sure you knew that. Jaws was the answer to that. That came out in 1975 for 2 points. For 1 point each, bonus on question 13, I asked you to name, Spielberg won the Academy Award for Best Director in which 2 movies. So a point for either of these, or both if you have them. In 1993 was Schindler's List. Schindler's List. It was a very good film, very moving, but yeah, not my thing, I think. 1998, I quite enjoyed this. Saving Private Ryan was the answer. I had no idea he'd won Best Director for those. So he won Best Director for Schindler's List and Saving Private Ryan. Point each for those 2. 2 points for Jaws. That was on question 13. Hope this is making sense and you're able to keep up. That'd be great. Question 14. Brandenburg, Bremen, Lower Saxony are in Germany. They are in Germany. I think Brandenburg gave that away a bit. And Bremen as well. Bremen, quite a well-known area of Germany, isn't it? These are states in Germany. As it stands, you must be over what age to ride an electric bike in the UK? I didn't know this, I have to be honest, I had to look it up. You have to be 14 or more. So 14 is the answer for question 15. Question 16. 1 point for Germany. No. Germany is 2 point question, Dan. So 14 and 15 are both 2 point questions. They're only 1 point questions when they are an addition, if you like, bonus questions to the original question. So 14 is 2 points, 15 is 2 points for 15 for 14. Oh, good Lord. It's getting more confusing now. So number 15 is 2 points for getting 14 correct. Okay. 16 then. It's getting so complicated now, isn't it? Or am I making it that way? Question 16 for 2 points. Gareth Southgate managed an English club side between 2006 and 2009. The club side was Middlesbrough. I think I knew that, but I like my sport, as you all know. I think that's quite a difficult question, and I might. No, I won't apologise. So the answer, Middlesbrough for 2 points. That's on question 16. The 2 bonus points on question 16, 1 point for each. Which 2 other managerial roles has he enjoyed? And the clue I gave you was one at under 21 level. So for 1 point then, he managed between 2013 and 16 England under 21. England under 21. and of course he is currently the England national football team manager. And we like Gareth Southgate. Well, this we likes Gareth Southgate. Cheers to you, Gareth. So England under 21 in England, they were 1 point each. 2 points for Middlesbrough, which was the main question for question 16. Question 17, for 2 points. The country that the Duke of Edinburgh was born in was, of course, I'm sure most of you will know this, was Greece. Greece. Something I don't know actually is where they met. Liz and the Duke of Edinburgh. One wonders where they met, or how they met. I'm sure one of you guys know the answer to that. You know the answer to everything, you guys. So that was for 2 points, and again for 2 points. Question 18. On this day, in 1937, big scandal. Who did the Duke of Windsor marry? He married Wallis Simpson. I suppose I should expand that to Mrs. Oh, gosh, Mrs. Wallis Simpson. How dare he? I wonder how we go with that now. Would we accept that? I think we probably would be. We'd certainly be more accepting of that now, wouldn't we? But back then, of course, 1937. Goodness me, it was completely taboo, wasn't it? Marrying a married woman. Goodness me. I'm assuming she was divorced at the time, but so the answer for question 18 for 2 points, Wallis Simpson or Mrs. Wallis Simpson or Mrs. Simpson for 1 point. 1 point for Mrs. Simpson. 19 for 2 points. Rafael Nadal is currently ranked at what position in the world rankings? He is currently world ranked number 2. Peter's suggesting, I think, that the Duke of Windsor would have met Wallis Simpson on Tinder. You can imagine, can't you? Oh, bless. Okay, so Rafael Nadal is currently world ranked number 2. World ranked number 2. I presume behind Djokovic. I'm guessing a bit. I think Djokovic is world number 1 at the moment. So world number 2 is Rafael Nadal's current world ranking. That's for 2 points. And then for a bonus point, he won which tournament at the age of 19 at his first attempt? It was his first Grand Slam, I believe, too. He won the French Open, which I think, I'm really guessing now, he's either won 11 or 12 of those. I think it might be 12. Extraordinary performance when you think of the players he's competing with, including our very own Andy Murray, of course, at the time. So the answer to the bonus point for question 19 is French Open, and the 2 point question is world number 2 for question 19. And our final answer of the evening, do say if you need me to go back over any of these, is what was the title of 1 point bonus? It is indeed 1 point bonus, Paul. Yes, that's for question 19. In front of me, I'm looking at a Word document with in black is the 2 point questions, and in blue are the 1 point questions. So to make it easy for me, I can keep up them. No mistakes tonight, have we? Have to make a mistake at some point. The answer for 20 then, which is our final question, and for 2 points. What is the title of the children's book in which the main character's surname is Bouquet, or Bucket if you prefer, is of course Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I imagine you probably all knew that one. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. That was the answer to number 20. So, assuming we can go back over some answers if you don't have them from there. But if you do have your answers, they're a little complicated this evening. So 2 points and 1 point. The maximum you can score this evening is 50 points. So 2 points bonus for the picture round and 8 points bonus within the 20 questions.